Dallas Mavericks have been a topic of intense debate in the NBA world, especially regarding the future of their superstar, Luka Doncic. As trade rumors swirl, the question on everyone's mind remains, what will the Mavs do if they ever consider trading away their prized asset? The notion of trading Luka is, for now, just speculation, but the conversation about possible trade scenarios is far from over. Many are pondering what kind of deal would be acceptable if such a move were ever seriously considered. It's clear that the Mavs would need to secure a deal far better than the current one being discussed, especially when it comes to players like Anthony Davis, who, despite his talents, wouldn't be enough to shift the balance significantly. The belief remains that if the Mavs could land 4 unprotected first-round picks, alongside players like Davis and Max Christie, it could change the entire narrative. It's a similar situation to the trade the Minnesota Timberwolves made when they gave up multiple unprotected first-round picks and swaps to acquire Rudy Gobert. If one had to choose between Rudy Gobert or a similar player, the decision becomes clear, but the question still lingers. What are the Mavs looking for? The larger issue, however, seems to be about player dynamics beyond just numbers and contracts. The on-court performance and behavior off the court are integral to understanding the broader picture. For example, looking at players like Davis, one cannot help but question the inconsistency in their contributions. While Davis remains one of the league's most gifted players, injuries and a lack of focus off the court have raised doubts. His form has fluctuated dramatically, leaving fans and analysts alike scratching their heads. The Mavericks were close to achieving more last season. With Luka playing at an MVP level, they reached the Western Conference Finals, and many believed they had a solid chance at making a championship push. But the story took a turn as injuries started to decimate the roster, with key players such as Davis, LeBron James, and others suffering from health setbacks. Looking at the current state of the Western Conference, one can't ignore the uncomfortable reality that the Lakers are in a state of limbo. They still have LeBron James, a force of nature, but injuries and inconsistencies in scoring have put the Lakers' championship aspirations in jeopardy. They have managed to hold on to a playoff spot, but it feels like they are hanging by a thread. Their recent form shows signs of weakness, primarily the lack of scoring options when it matters most. The roster features capable players, but finding consistent offensive production is a major concern. With players like Anthony Davis and LeBron, the question becomes, who can step up when those two aren't enough? The Lakers' fate may very well depend on their ability to find secondary scoring options, as well as more reliable defense. In such a highly competitive season, it's hard to imagine them staying in contention without those elements clicking into place. As we shift to the looming offseason, another major storyline is the potential pursuit of Kevin Durant. The idea of Durant landing with a new team has long been an intriguing narrative, and the names of the Lakers, Mavericks, Spurs, and Heat have been floated as potential suitors. Durant's journey has been marked by significant moves, first joining the Warriors and helping them to multiple championships, then moving to the Phoenix Suns, and now potentially being on the move again. His career has entered a delicate phase. He's no longer at the start of his prime, but still one of the most dangerous players in the league. The Heat, despite being linked to Durant for years, seem to be a long shot. Durant never took the chance to join Miami, and the drama surrounding the franchise could be a factor that keeps him from joining them now. As one veteran NBA observer put it, Kevin Durant doesn't strike me as the type of player who would want to go into that situation now. The Heat have had their opportunities in the past to land a star like Durant, but they failed to do so, and now it seems unlikely they'll be able to sway him into joining their ranks. The Lakers and Mavericks, however, remain strong contenders in the race for Durant's services. Los Angeles has the financial flexibility and a strong roster, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis providing a solid foundation. But the issue for the Lakers is clear. They lack the assets that the Suns gave up to acquire Durant in the first place. Phoenix traded away key pieces of their young core, and now it's uncertain if the Lakers have enough to replicate that kind of trade package. Meanwhile, the Mavericks are in a similar position, and while they have Luka Doncic to lure Durant, it's still unclear if they can offer a deal that would truly convince Phoenix to part ways with their star player. The potential trade would likely involve multiple first-round picks and young talent, but again, it's all speculative until the offseason truly kicks in. In the end, The question is simple. Where will Kevin Durant land? The Lakers, Mavericks, and Spurs are all teams with championship aspirations, and each one would provide Durant with a new opportunity to chase a title. As the season progresses, the suspense around Durant's future will only grow. The NBA offseason is bound to bring about big moves, and the Lakers and Mavericks must make critical decisions if they hope to secure one of the league's greatest talents in Durant. What remains clear, though, is that this season is far from over, and the landscape of the NBA could change dramatically in the coming months.